Hi there. In this video we are going to look at ways to move our axle system forward. Specifically in this video we're going to look about how we can use air, and we're going to get started. So what we want to do now is think about ways we can use air to move our vehicle forward. And one thing we might do is you might take a balloon pump like this, and we can pump air against our vehicle and for it to move forward. And you can see this isn't particularly effective right now because we have nothing that's capturing the wind energy, and the wind is just blowing right past our vehicle. But we can think about ways to add a sail to attach to our vehicle in order to capture that wind energy and move our vehicle forward. So take a few minutes to try that on your own, and we can compare what you got to an idea. So one idea I had was to cut a solar cup in half, and that curved surface would help capture the wind energy and move my vehicle forward. So let me give that a try. The next thing I want you to try is to think about ways to use air as a source of energy to move the vehicle, but not have the air being pushed from behind, but have a system where the propulsion mechanism, the air, is actually self-contained on the vehicle. So one way that I thought about capturing air and holding it on the vehicle that can produce energy is getting air in a balloon. So here I have a balloon that I've blown up, and if I could somehow use this energy that's captured into this balloon right now to move the vehicle forward. Now you can probably predict that if I was to let this balloon go right now, it's not going to move the vehicle forward. All that happened was the balloon moved. So I have to figure out a way to fix the balloon onto the vehicle so that it can blow up and have air release, and when the air is released, the vehicle will move forward. So let me try and do that now. So one idea I had was to fix the balloon onto the base of the car with tape. However, I realized that when I did that, I wouldn't be able to blow up the balloon, nor would the air be able to flow out freely from the end of the balloon. And another problem is I risked the chance of breaking the balloon or ripping the balloon by having the tape there. The next idea I had was to use tubing to attach the balloon to the tubing and attach the tubing to the base of the car. And I think that'll work because I'll be able to blow up the balloon with the balloon pump by inserting it in the edge, and I could attach the tubing to the balloon. Now, I couldn't decide which tubing I should use because I have a thicker tubing and a thinner tubing. And I think in your package you may even have even more thinner tubing, smaller diameter tubing. And that's again a design challenge that you can think about. Think about how the vehicle would perform differently if air came out more forcefully all at once in using a thicker tube, or in the case of a smaller or more narrow tube, it would come out in a less forceful way, but perhaps sustain the air over a longer period of time. And so you have to think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish with your balloon car. If you want it to go far or have a lot of force at the beginning, and whatever you decide will impact the diameter you choose for your tubing. I'm going to go ahead and attach that now. I decided to use the smaller tubing. I want my vehicle to have a more sustained amount of time with the air coming out. And I decided to use duct tape to attach the balloon to the tubing. I think an elastic might have been a better choice, but I couldn't find one the right size, so I decided to just go with some duct tape. Now I need to think about ways to attach the tubing to the base of the car. So to attach the tubing to the base of the car, I first decided to try duct tape because it is more temporary, and I'm not really sure exactly where I want to place the balloon on the car yet. I can think about, like, as the balloon blows up, I'm wondering about how it might impact the flow of the wheels. So I don't know if it should be there or further back. I also wonder if I put it here towards this side, what would happen is that when the balloon deflates and the vehicle moves forward, it could potentially drag on the ground and actually act as a brake for the balloon car. So in order for me to find the optimal location for the balloon, I'm going to use the duct tape to move it back and forth and see how it performs best. And I encourage you to try out some different ideas you have. And then once I have figured out where I want to put it, I'm going to use my glue gun to attach the balloon in a more secure way. So here you can see I have the balloon loaded and ready to let go. I have the balloon fully inflated with air. This is what you call potential energy right now. There's a lot of energy inside that balloon. And when I pull out the balloon pump, which direction will the balloon travel? Will it go towards the balloon pump or will it go away from the balloon pump? Let's see. So what we just saw was that as the air from the balloon blew out this end, the vehicle moved in the opposite direction. And that's actually an example of Newton's third law, which is for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So as air moved out this way, the opposite force moved the vehicle that way. I encourage you now to play around a little bit with your balloon car to optimize its performance. Think about positioning the balloon in different locations. Think about what might happen if potentially you added a second balloon. How does that impact the movement of your vehicle? That's it for now. In our next video, we will attach another propulsion system.